to Photoshop and to After Effects, so I use that and video and all those things, and I just made a short video. I'll show you that, and then we'll jump into them.
Are a reflection of what's going on in society at the time. It's a reflection of the frustration or anxiety or joy at that moment, at that time.
Moving forward, the rest of humanity, that's our duty.
Internet of our times, the great rebellion of aesthetic, mobilization. May you lead ourselves in the righteous path of the suspension of disbelief. Tonight, I'm proud to say, in this great city of decadence, indulgence, and data, ich bin ein Berliner Künstler. Thank you.
That was awesome.
So this is this was my way. So I use still images. This is using Photoshop, using still image, and of course, like it's a Mona Lisa image, and just photoshopping that, and then taking it to After Effects. And I had really bad camera at that time, so but I use it just to. I asked a friend if he can just shoot me while I was doing something. It was just an experiment. So, but today's topic is stop motion animation, and I'll show you, like last night I did one small experiment, and I'll show you what the process involves, and then we will go through the practical steps. I'll set up something here, and I'll invite you to come and just do some animation, and then we will hopefully finish it in time, and we'll be able to see the results. So these are some of the images that I took last night, and it was stop motion. So I'll take an image, move it, take an image, move it, and then you can see those images. So if you move them fast enough, then it becomes an animation. And if you guys remember, yesterday I was talking about this software called processing. Processing is mainly used for coding and to generate a lot of motion graphics or beautiful things, or do video effects, or make videos and interactive art. But one thing really good about processing that I think not a lot of people are aware of, that is an excellent tool for making movies out of your still images. So you just tell it what your images folder is that you have taken, and it will convert it into movie for you. So you don't have to do anything. You just have to specify your frame rate, and you'll come to that. Yeah, that's an interesting question. What do you think the frame rate of video is? 30 frames?
24.
24?
29.97.
Yeah, that's a technical definition. Yes, it's NTSC is around 30 frames. Film is traditionally film is 24 frames, and then we right now have, like, if you go into games and those kind of stuff, they are like 60 frames or more than that. Virtual reality is trying to be more than that. So the frame is kind of, it was set for 30, but now it's more than that. But for animation, because it takes such a long time to do, so you can imagine like drawing 30 frames, or moving like an object just 30 times, take an image, move it. For 1 second, it takes a lot of time. But you can get away with that if you do animated for, say, 12, 10, sometimes you can get away with 10, but 15 to 18 is kind of general frame rate that you can get away with animation, and it will still, people will perceive that it's the motion is the idea that it's moving smoothly. So what I'll do, I'll just quickly demonstrate how you can convert the images that you have taken into a movie. I have processing. This one we are not going to do anything with coding or with this window, but there is a tool here in processing. It's under the toolbar, and it's called Movie Maker. So you just click on that, and then it's very self-explanatory. Like everything is explained here too. That you can choose a folder, drag a folder with images, files, and the file below. So I can do that. Yes.
Is processing application, is it a free application?
What's that?
Is it a free application?
It's a free and open source. So free, like there would be some applications that would be free, but and open source means that the code itself is open, so anyone who knows the code, they can just do some changes to that or add to this existing software. So I could choose, I could go back to where my folder, I put it on in a test folder, so I can choose that and say open. And then I could specify what size do I want. So usually HD, and you must have heard the term 1080 and 720, 1080p, 720p, the two flavors of HD. So they refer to the pixels in image. So 1080 means that there are 1080 pixels. This direction, it's the height, and the width is 1920. So the 1080, like it's this is the 1080, and then 1920 is the width, and the 720p means it's 720 is the height, the number of pixels in this direction, and then in the width it's 1280. So here I can specify anything, but because my the camera that I use and the images that I took, it's I think it's 1920 by 1280, so I'll leave it to that. And then I could specify what my frame rate is. I could go for 30, but it could be very short. So what I can do, I can say maybe 12. And then compression, you stick to JPEG because I have experimented and found that if you do animation or PNG might be fine too, but because my images are JPEG, so I want my animation to be compression should be JPEG too, so it all works out. And if you have a sound file, you can drag that too and pull out, mix it together. So it's, I will say create movie, and I could name it test and save it on my desktop. And there you go. It's a very quick process depending on the number of images that you have. So I have this test movie. Just play it.
Are a reflection of what's going
Sorry about that. It's very, very short, so. So this is simple example. And I have a lot of, brought some things with me so we can do, and I'll show you how I do stop motion, and it's very easy, but it's time consuming. So you have to do like frame by frame, move something, take an image, move something, take an image. But I have these goodies that I bought, and you can use anything, depending on if you have a character, if you have some kind of action figure or something, you can move it. So those kind of stuff.
Claymation got to be pretty popular for a while.
Yes, if you have something made out of clay and that's also a puppet kind of, you can move the hands and stuff, so you can use that too. And this is for one of my another animation that I built this set. It's really simple. It's wood, and then it's paper. So, and in video or when you take photograph, it looks like it's really like it's real bad, or it looks very fine. Yeah, and these small things are from dollar store. So all kinds of stuff. So you can make your set. And then these were the shoes that I was using last night. Yeah, so you can see like things can, like even if they're very small, the way you frame it, it might look really big or imposing or look small than its original size. So it's all about framing it. And our mind, like it's all of a sudden just because it sees it, so it perceives that it is big. So you can deceive, or you not deceive, but make your other people who are seeing it believe in what you want to see them.
I think Star Wars was made with a lot of models, right?
Yes.
Star Wars and the early movies, they used them, you know, like the ships and all of that.
Yeah, and you the other technique is if you have something, say if you have your big project, but you want to, or you don't have access to certain resources like certain location or certain stories or certain characters, you can animate those things. So that's another way of you can incorporate it in, say, your live video kind of.
Are you gonna show us how to do the first one too, like the picture with Mona Lisa?
That's done through Photoshop and through.
It's not that difficult then?
No, but it's more digitally done. So, like it's digitally done, like it's done in computer.
Oh, okay.
So it's not frame by frame, it's not physically done like the way I'm showing you here. But the concept is the same. So you move it, but in digital world, the concept is about keyframes. So you specify, so suppose my hand, like I was moving the hand. So I specify that, that at start, I give it a keyframe. Keyframe in digital world means that this is the keyframe and take all the readings from that. And then I give it another keyframe maybe after 2 seconds, and I change things. So I change the position of hand.
That's why your mouth is going like that?
What's that?
That's why your mouth is making all those different smiling and going.
Yeah, but my mouth and all those things, they were live, like it was a video. So it's not,
okay.
yeah, it wasn't animation, but I superimposed it there.
Next question is, can you do that together? Do that picture and then say put it on a bed and have it move? The Mona Lisa frame, can
Yeah.
you have it like move with, say, a moving bed, like put them together?
Yeah, you can mix this animation with digital animation.
Okay.
That's all possible, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You can have a green screen, so you can do even live video, you can mix it with your animation. So you can do all kind of effects.
Will you be talking about green screen at all?
Green screen? Are we talking about that?
Yeah, but I've always kind of wondered about green screen and how that works. Is it just any camera that if you have a green panel behind you that it serves that same kind of purpose, or is it a specific
No, it's
technology, that green screen itself?
well, it could be any green color.
Okay.
Because the idea is that human's skin, the colors in our human skin, there is no green tone. So when a character, if a person is standing, if I'm the character, there is a green screen behind me. If I choose, like it's in digital world, then you go to After Effects or some other software. And if I choose to remove the green color, then it will just remove the green color. It's very easy. Instead of removing some tone from my skin too. But if you have some kind of a red tone there, red tone background, then most probably it will take off the color from my skin, my eyes or my face or something will be missing. So that's why the green screen, and then the film one, there's more blue screen. But they both work almost the same.
Thank you.
So the camera setup is very,
And my camera's there if you want it, right
I have my camera.
Oh, you got yours, okay.
Yeah. So again, it's very important if you're doing stop motion animation that your camera at least it stays still in one position, because you are doing frame by frame, and a little bit of motion here is super big because it's every frame it's moving. So you want your camera to be steady and the objects to move every frame like a little slow. So you put it on tripod. If you don't have a tripod, you can put it on some kind of a stationary, it's like a surface, flat surface.
Keegan, can you throw a little more light on this situation?
How's that?
Yeah, good.
Okay. So who would be the camera person? And I would like maybe 3 or 4 people. You'll be the
Okay.
camera person, you can come. And 3 or 4 more people, you can move, like you'll be responsible for one object to move or do some kind of animation. So this way we can animate a lot of objects in one frame. And there will be like, it's a good exercise, you'll learn.
Okay, don't be shy.
I'll volunteer.
And it's also I got some seeds, so you can move them too. And then you can have these kind of objects. If you put some kind of tape on that, they can crawl on each scene, on the walls and stuff. So you can do those kind of simple effects.
Do we want to pull the tables back a bit? We have a bit more.
And then another good tool for Canon digital SLR, they have another software. It's called EOS, and usually it comes on the disk. But what it does, it lets you, if you have that software installed on your computer, and if you connect your camera, it will let you control your camera from your computer, and you can also see what your the scene in front, it becomes big and enlarged, so you have a larger area to see and to see your shot. So you will see exactly if something is in focus, how is the light, instead of seeing in the small kind of a tiny little, I think it's called the viewfinder, or yeah, in the screen, yeah. Right there. So if you can turn it on, the camera. And then once the software is open, it's you want the camera setting and remote shooting, so there's an option, there are many options, but if you click on that, then you'll see on the left hand side it gives you all the info about your camera, so what kind of setting it has, and the light, you can change everything from here, the shutter speed and stuff like that, f-stop and ISO, those kind of settings. And you can also specify whether you want your images to be stored on the computer or on this camera or on both. So in my case, I've set it up to be just saved on the computer. And then if I say live shoot, then I can see it here.
You see there, we gotta control it with the computer, right?
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
I
with
can
the
control
camera?
it because it's right now on live, like autofocus, so I can move it here and say, okay, focus this thing.
But you could do it with the camera too, though.
Yes, you can do it with camera too. So
What
those
kind
kind
of
of stuff.
stupid ideas?
So maybe we can lower the camera, you can see the frame and.
That number or something.
So maybe you can control the camera from there. You know how to use this camera?
Yes, I have the same one. So it's-
Okay, so yeah, you can go for it. It's on menu, you can focus it instead of put it on focus. Yeah,
Do you want to
okay.
have anything specific you'd like to?
No, ask, it's your set now.
Okay,
It's
we'll
not
go
me.
down.
Whatever you want to do with it.
Sounds good.
You can zoom out or you can zoom in.
This
here.
guy, the animal's pretty cool,
Yeah.
so we'll do that.
Okay. And it might be too bright. You can lower the.
Take the papers out of there. Yeah. Yeah.
And you can set it up like however you want to. You can make a story right now. So this would be hard to because it's not super strong. So here you can tape it so it doesn't move.
Here goes.
So when you're moving this thing forward, if you want to just animate just this thing.
Getting mad at us.
There are one or two more things here.
What's this guy doing, running the bed?
Then I have a small elephant.
It's interesting to see.
Okay, so what the idea is that each person will be responsible for one thing.
Moving something?
Yeah, so in every frame, you will move it slightly.
Oh, like everything slightly, so it changes.
Yeah, so because you are seeing it in 30 frames, you'll be
Okay.
seeing it almost 1 second after it. So these things can be just like stationary, and maybe you can move one or two characters or the
Let's
seeds.
take this out.
Yeah, we can move this guy around.
Does he
Who's
come
the
up with,
director? Like, you know, are you gonna have the furniture involved with the
How do you move them?
character and
Just
the
move 'em
animals?
over?
Because
Right,
you move 'em
animals
over, you
aren't
said,
gonna
right?
be
You
with
don't have to move 'em
furniture.
around.
No, you can move his hand because his hand, those things are movable.
But you can just move him.
I guess like he'd just have to slide.
Yeah,
like
he
he
just-
doesn't have much. Do we have any clay right now, or?
And you can have,
Well, it's gonna be frame on frame, so if he goes from here, say he's getting up from bed,
You can jump all over the place.
one guy.
and then next thing you know, he's like, oh, can't go
Like he
over
could
here."
slide, cause like, you know, just
This
to make
can
it
be
work.
just
but-
one animal and then it's lying down.
Okay, so you are responsible for animals, you're responsible for this. Let's make a quick decision. You will be responsible for all these seats, you can move seats around.
Okay,
Yeah, and seats could be in there.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just,
So I have an idea, just to, you know, get this phone rolling. What if
Okay.
what if he's forgetful, so forgetful that he needs to drop seeds wherever he gets out of, like wherever he goes, so he's going to the mirror, he needs to drop seeds because he forgets where his legs are.
Okay.
Or wherever.
Do you want him to have a seed in his hand, or just the
If
idea
one
of
could
it?
fit, like sure, why not? We could.
So then the animals are following the seeds and eating them up, so he's not
Oh
gonna
well,
find
there you
where
go.
those.
Then
Okay.
it's lost.
Okay.
Okay, so the first, that we know that's where he's been.
And this guy's already following the seeds.
Okay, let's take an image.
What about these guys? Are you standing them?
For now.
Okay.
Oh, it's a little baby elephant.
Do you have to control like the camera because it's connected to your computer, or is it?
Let me say, you will be responsible for, say,
So just like take a picture. And,
I'll take images, you'll be responsible for focus.
okay, yeah, sounds good.
Will be the focus.
So we're good now.
Okay.
Sounds good. Now.
So you just take a picture?
Yeah, and then you move it slightly.
Just slightly.
Like
just
Like how slightly, like
that.
right there?
That would
No,
be
that's
too much.
too
That would
much.
be like 1
Oh.
centimeter would be kind of.
Okay.
I'll wait for
Really
you.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be it. Yeah.
Otherwise
Okay.
you can see it.
Yeah.
Right, so yeah, you can take another picture. So now this next one we should get the camel moving like a.
I did move the camera.
Okay, right on.
Kind of.
Slightly.
Maybe just like half that.
Okay.
Sounds good. Perfect. And then I guess the farther away he goes, we add another seed and then.
Yeah, I took the seed out of his hand and put it in the line, so.
Take another one.
And because it's your animation, like it's all imaginary thing, so everything can move and talk and do crazy things. So
Okay.
even seeds can be live, so it doesn't need to be like stationary there.
Okay.
So if you want to, yeah.
Did you move him?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So what do we do with the animals in front? Is it bang it and you turn him
Are you
towards him?
moving him at all?
Well,
Or
I'm
is he
wondering.
gonna stay?
Well, he's going to go for the animals pretty soon. Why, I don't know. Maybe put it in front of the animal, by his foot and
The next frame.
show him his feet.
The next one was.
Boy, boy. The joys of animation, right? Now, do I have a best spot?
Your slow-mo lining came out everywhere.
I know.
Boy, boy, boy.
Are you able to show the previous image or?
No, not on this one, but I'll show you another software
Okay.
that you can use. It's called Dragon Frame, and it's exclusively for frame-by-frame animation. It's not free; you have to pay. But you can get. It's not that expensive, and it's also by a really
I don't think so.
kind of
No, you're
independent
facing
small
a little-
company.
His face.
Like away from the seeds, kind of.
Yeah, his facing more that way.
Okay.
Okay, take an image. Okay, move your hands. Okay. Okay. Again, move it.
He has to go down every time you want. Unfortunately.
That's good. Like you have to do really small increments.
Yeah.
Okay, move it again. So you can see it's a tedious
I'll
process.
just do the seeds.
Yeah.
It's like a painstaking
Camel.
process.
The baby's running closer.
Well, he's already into you took the third one out?
Yeah, I took another
Okay,
one.
move it again.
And put him back up.
Good. Okay. That's great.
What, he pooped? No.
Yes.
That's where the seeds go.
Okay.
Cycle of life. Let me see.
Did you move it? Or?
but him.
He went already.
Oh,
Did the guy move?
No, the guy's still in the same
Okay.
spot. We're
Okay.
keeping him in the same spot, yeah.
We could take a break maybe this time.
Okay.
so we're gonna do
I'll keep moving these little
Yeah,
animals in.
just,
Because the mama's getting away.
Okay, move.
Okay, let's get the mama. Just do that one.
If they're like going to,
now the team is starting to work together.
Try to get the mama out so the babies can
Oh, yes, okay.
make it look like a
Okay,
storm.
another person can come and start taking images.
I could do that.
Okay, so we got an idea of how to do it.
That's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
Somebody else gotta go up there, no?
Yeah, another group, come.
This is like that right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So do we get to know what the plan was, or do we just
No,
start our own?
just go, do whatever.
Just
Yeah.
change the story.
Yeah.
How much fits in this?
So the silver elephant over there is on his way to.
He's on his way out.
The camel's moving, but now there's both camels on there, so I forget
And the
which.
butterflies are
which
still
to say, but-
stationary, right?
Yeah, the butterfly can, they can also go up, because if you stick them up,
And then you can,
empty tape here.
That's where it gets fun. They just fly away or take out back together.
So, Riaz,
Yeah.
we got a break for lunch in like 5 minutes, so,
Okay, so if they take maybe 5 or 6 more images and
yeah.
then.
And do you wanna just talk about, while they're doing that, talk about that other,
Yeah, software? Yeah.
software?
Yeah. So, let me see if, we can take images with this software for that. I'll just quickly show that software. Okay. So it's called Dragon Frame. It's both for Mac and for Windows. It's at least you have it's a free trial version too, so you can use it free for some time. And this is used for a lot of independent productions too, and even Hollywood has used it too. So it's an excellent software. It's not that expensive, and it's also I think they might have some kind of a student discount or for educational discount too. I'm not aware of that.
Seniors discount?
What's that? Senior discount.
Need a card.
But you can get like the trial version. I think the only thing is that they have some kind of a watermark on that, but you can use it and experiment. It's very easy to use. A lot of artists have used it. A lot of animators have used it. You can use it with, and you can draw live, like it gives you that. So you have a frame, you're seeing something, and you can draw live on that too. And it will save that frame for you. And also there is another term called onion skinning. And onion skinning means like you can, it's the layers have some kind of transparency. So you can see your previous animated frame that you have done, and you will be seeing your new one that you are about to do. So you can match them. If you're doing frame by frame hand drawn, you can use onion skinning with that too. So this is one. The other one that's very good, you guys can move it.
Is the scene set for you guys?
Yeah.
There's supposed to be one camel there, like he was,
okay.
like it's one guy and then he kneels down.
What was he
gets up
doing
there.
last?
It's a gaming engine.
We
It's
don't
called
remember what he was
Unity.
doing. Yeah.
It's free
I think it was
to
the
download.
other guy should be taken away because like he's.
But you can use it. It's usually used for making games, but you can use it for animation too. But you have to have your characters already. It doesn't have any drawing feature, and it's a lot of artists have started using it for their installations too because it's an excellent tool. You can make games. You can make a lot of stuff.
Videos? Videos? Music videos? No. Is that different?
Music videos? But you can create some kind of like effects for music videos, you can do that. Because it has a particle system that's excellent. So you can say if you want some kind of fire effects at the back or smoke or something coming out. Or some, yeah.
So what is it called, unity.ca?
Unity.com, unity3d.com. And it's free. Excellent software. And you can make games with that. And it's industry standard too. So it's not like okay. So we have maybe 2 more minutes, and then you will stop it and then see how it looks in the film.
It's interesting to like see the frame and then all the hands doing the work and then, you know.
When you're doing stop animation like that, and you're using different figurines that say are purchased or are of figures that are commercial, say like Barbie, for example.
Yeah.
If you were to do stop animation with a Barbie-like figure,
Yeah.
do you have to give credit or anything to,
I'm not sure, but I don't think so.
as long as you're not making money off it, right? Is it once money starts happening that then you're subject
I'm
to
not
the
sure about
copyright
that,
stuff?
but if it was my project, I would use it.
Yeah?
And then I'll think about it later on, like all those other implications.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So go for it, and
Okay.
if somebody says don't use it, then
Okay.
see what are the other alternatives. Yeah.
Okay.
But don't let yourself like be kind of stopping you by not doing experimentation
Okay.
and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, maybe one last and then we'll. Okay.
I did you see it? It's gonna be like move, and then like explosions.
Yeah, just one second. Okay.
He's like, whoa. That's what he looks like right now. He's like, whoa.
What happened to my seeds?
You should be good to go.
Okay, last image. Okay, let's see what are the results. So, hopefully we are on. Oh no. Yeah. Overexposing. Technology overexposed.
Oh no.
They're overexposed.
Greatest film that ever was.
Yeah.
There's 2 shots.
But what's the other one?
Oh, this is my image.
Oh,
that I
that's
took for
yours.
that
Oh,
course,
okay.
Because I forgot to change the folder name, so it was saving it to the older folder. But and also turn off the preview. So when it takes an image, it shows you the preview and see how your image is. Because yesterday when I was doing it, I was annoyed by it, so I turned it off. So all the mistakes that I did, don't do it. Always have.
That's a good learning experience.
Yes. Always have a new folder, and before you start like doing your major project, make sure that your lighting and everything is correct.
But that's okay. Actually,
Really
that's.
do it while we all go for lunch then,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. You have to stay here and do a whole thing.
Yeah. But what I can do, I can separate those images and make it into a movie and see how it looks. You can see.
It could look fun anyway.
You could take them all in the folder and can you make them all darker? Just
Yeah, we can. You can do
Just-
some.
re-expose
But then
them a
it's
bit.
more work.
Yeah.
Is that what you call editing though? No?
What's that?
People do that though, when they mess up, they edit it, is that what you call editing or no?
You
Yeah,
call it
fixing it in
yeah,
post.
You can fix it
It's
in
called
post.
post fixing,
Never
post
rely on
production,
it.
yeah, or color correcting or those kind of stuff.
Like he could put all those images into a timeline and then select them all and then go into, you know, exposure and depending on the editing software, but almost even the most simple one will
And
allow you to do
Photoshop
that.
works for animation too, because
Yeah.
I did, at least one assignment in school where I just did a little figurine with, pipe cleaners, and I took pictures and then put them into PowerPoint and timed them so they're really close together, so the little guy was doing the somersaults. And they're, like, it's a simple way, but you can do it that way too.
Okay, I think we better break for lunch. And so anyone who wasn't here before, we're heading up to our house, so just follow.
Can we close here? Do we have to take stuff?
We have to, we can't close this.
Okay.
So we have to just, if you want to store your computer or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so anyways, bye, see you later, see you in 1 hour.
Let's see how this one will work.
Okay, so,
Yeah, hang on for 1 sec. I'm just gonna turn this off. Turn this off.